All right, time for our practice of the Bhagavad Gita. Today we are on day 48. And as I told you yesterday, today we will be doing the second shlok of the 16th adhyay. Ahimsa satyama krodha tyaga shantirapeshunam daya bhuteshvaloluptvam mardavam hirachapalam. Bhagwan is giving 11 more Daivik Gunas to Arjun and through Arjun to us to develop, since we are sadhaks. Non-violence in thought, word and deed. Truthfulness and geniality of speech. 3. Absence of anger even on provocation. Disclaiming doership in respect of actions. 5. Quietude or composure of mind. 6. Abstaining from slander. 7. Compassion towards all creatures. 8. Absence of attachment to the objects of senses, even during their contact with the senses. 9. Mildness. 10. A sense of shame in transgressing the scriptures or social conventions. And 11. Abstaining from frivolous pursuits. All right, yesterday we saw 9 Daivik Gunas, and today we have to go through 11. As you can see, this is a lifelong practice. It's not something that you can press a button and you can suddenly convert all your avguns into sadguns. So it will take a little time today also to explain, because we have to go through 11 of them. But I'm going to group the 11 in such a way that we can have 5 action steps. All right. The first group will have non-violence in thought, word, and deed, ahimsa, absence of anger, even on provocation, akrodh, abstaining from slander, truthfulness and geniality of speech, and mildness. As you can see, all these are to do with speech and the way we interact with people. And of course, the sadhana for this is the triple filter test. So we are responsible for our thoughts, we are responsible for our words, and we are responsible for our actions. Just because we don't do something bad, but we think it bad, or we say those words silently in our mind, we are still incurring karma, because karma is earned at the level of motive. So we have to eliminate anger at all cost, even if someone is provoking you, even if someone is being unreasonable, someone is abusing you, lying. If you are a sadhak, then you have to learn to create the gap and not react, but just respond by moving away or by accepting whatever is happening as your product. The triple filter test tells us that our speech should be verified truth, verified truth. Therefore, there is no scope to talk about gossip, which is not verified, or hearsay, or something you have seen in the news, or something you have seen a video of. So be sure that you do not gossip and spread unnecessary, vile information without checking it. always speak the truth as a sadhak. If you say, I have to speak the truth, then I should not just blurt out anything because I have to speak the truth. No, there is a way to speak the truth also. So you have to speak pleasantly. What the person is listening to should appear pleasant for that person, right? And it should be in that person's highest interest. It should be useful for that person. Therefore, what you speak and how you speak is important. All right, let's go to the next step. And here I have joined two of the Daivik Gunas, quietude and composure of mind, as well as compassion towards all creatures. The sadhana I have chosen for this is introspection of one's avguns and one's sadguns. When we have accumulated too much of mal, too much of impurities, avguns, then what happens is they continuously disturb our mind and we get agitated. We start judging different people. And we have, because of this mal, we have a false notion of ourselves. We keep thinking that we are the BMI, body, mind, intellect. This is a false notion. And this false notion of BMI is what is called ahankar. All right. And this ahankar is the one that makes you feel I am separate from everyone else. See how the domino effect is there. There is impurity, there is mal, there is vikshep, which has not been treated. Therefore, I get disturbed and agitated. Because I get disturbed and agitated, I don't know my true self as Atma. Because I don't know my true self as Atma, I think I am the BMI. Because I think I'm the BMI, I'm operating out of ahankar. Because I'm operating out of ahankar, I feel separate from everyone else. And because I feel separate from everyone else, I start judging them. And when I judge them, then I can have two responses. One is I get abhiman, I am better than that person, or I feel alone, I feel less than that person. And neither of these two can make me feel quietude or give me composure of mind. And neither of these two things can allow me to be compassionate towards all creatures. Therefore, introspection of your avguns, sadguns, to bring this stability of mind. All right. The third step is for disclaiming doership of action. And obviously, the sadhana is karma yoga. To do all your actions in karma yoga bhav means the very first point of karma yoga means not to take ownership, doership of the action. No karta bhav. And if you are not taking ownership and doership of the action, obviously you will not be waiting for the reward of that action. A deeper way to see this is that who am I? I am Atma. And Atma doesn't do anything. Atma simply witnesses the action done by the body through the force of the gunas. And if I can have that understanding, then I, the Atma, cannot be waiting for the result of the action. And when I don't wait for the result of the action, I don't incur karma. So I do my actions without earning any karma. Therefore, I keep doing that. I do not have to take birth again. All right. The fourth step is for absence of attachment to objects of senses even during contact. Sadhana, sama, and dhamma. Restraining the sense organs, restraining the mind. And this we have talked about a lot of times. We cannot live in sansar with our eyes, ears, nose closed. We will have to be in contact with the objects of sansar. Objects of sansar are not a problem so long as they are just staying at the level of the sense organs. You are observing them. You may like them. You may dislike them also. You have a choice in that. But it cannot go further inside you from the sense organ level. Because when it goes into the mind and it adds feelings and emotions, the like, as I told you before, becomes a love. And if you allow it to go even further inside into the intellect, you'll start justifying the love, you'll start justifying the hate, and here is your attachment. Therefore, stay savdhan. I like this, all right. Now use your vivek to understand this is asat. And I need not take it anywhere further inside. Develop vairagya for it. It's nice to see. Sometimes you go to these fancy shops with all these delicate things on display, and you see one thing written there, nice to see, but if you touch it and you break it, then you have to pay for it. Exactly the same principle applies here. Nice to see, don't take it inside, because all vishais, all objects are actually vish, poison. They will poison something, and what they poison is your progress towards your spiritual goal. And finally, we come to the fifth action step, where I will talk about two gunas: sense of shame in transgressing the scriptures or social conventions. That means to feel repentant if you have done something which is against the shastras, or you have done something against the rules of society. And secondly, abstaining from frivolous pursuits. Now, you know all the pursuits which are frivolous, I'm not going to talk about, just stop doing them. But what will you do? Do the prescribed actions. So when you don't do the prescribed actions according to the shastras, what you do is a sin. And when you don't do the prescribed actions according to society rules, then you're committing a crime. So when you commit a sin or when you commit a crime, what should you do? 1, recognize it. 2, admit it. 3, confess it, because then you will have a chance to take it out of your system. 4, bear the consequences of it. And finally, 5, most important, never repeat it. So if you do all these sadhanas, you will be able to develop 11 Daivik Gunas. As I said, this is a lifelong practice. No reboot button. Simply do it. Let's chant.